And a variety of goal scorers. So Jesus with 5 goals in a week, with 3 against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup in midweek, and then 2 today. Let's take a look at the first of them, Jamie. I mean, you talked about the importance of having a striker there for Arsenal. What about the positions that he takes up? Are they the sort of strikers' positions that you want someone in?
Yeah, absolutely. They have a free kick, and we obviously look. If you look at this free kick to start with, they're quite loaded up there. They've got Gabriel, the centre-back, they've got Partey, and they've got Havertz. So what we thought initially was they'll probably swing that one into the box. They're very good at doing that, and they've got that power in there. They don't. They play it short, and they work it really well, and then they're going to transfer the ball across. They get Odegaard on it in a couple of times. Right now he knows they've got the shift when they get it again, and they can play it out to the other side as soon as they can, because now they've worked the area really well. And now you look at what's happened out here. You've got Saka, and they're going to play the ball out to him, and now he can go one-on-one. Paul mentioned at half-time, this is a part of his game that he's really improved on, because he can go down the line. You can see that Richards has got him. He thinks he's got him where he wants him. He plays a good ball in, and then Gabriel at the back post picks up a really nice position. Now, I'll just take this back, because this is really interesting for me.
Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus, yes.
Because Gabriel's right next to him, so and he does well as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. One sec. Let's just take this. I need to get this to the right point. So, as you can see the setup there, you can see Crystal Palace. They've got the 3 centre-backs, Richards, Lacroix, Gay, and then they've got Mateta, who is actually really important to this, because what he's going to do, once he sees almost that phase of play gone, he's going to vacate the area. He probably thinks to himself, there's no point me being here. I'm going to get myself back up the pitch. I'm not needed. But the player that is worth watching and keeping an eye on is Gabriel, the centre-back. Because he can see, and I said to Paul, do you think this is maybe something they've worked on, or are we giving their set-piece coach a little bit too much credit
maybe.
here?
I think if Mateta stays, and then I think it sorts the problem out. If I'm the manager, I don't want him leaving. He's 6'4". They're a big team, Arsenal. They're still in complete control of the ball. He just makes a run up there and it's like, right, I'm getting out of this way. Now, look at him. Now he's in no man's land. No man's land. Does nothing. Now he's here. He starts to pick up.
So that's exactly, there's your problem now. So I'm just going to take this on a little bit, because you can see right here, Gabriel has got himself with Mitchell. Tyreek Mitchell now, his arm has come out. He knows I have got a major problem. Gay is now looking across at him. He sees him as well. And then you've got Nathaniel Klein. And then, obviously, you've got the goal scorer, who's going to be in a really good position. It's a 4v3. The cross comes in. Now, Mitchell actually does really well with him. But then the ball comes to Gabriel Jesus. It's a lovely finish. But it's a clever piece of move. I think we've got the goal scorer to talk to. He'll probably be able to tell us a little bit more about this goal for him, but it was obviously a big start for him.
We have indeed got Gabriel Jesus waiting to talk to us. Gabriel, thank you very much. First of all, congratulations on the victory. 5 goals away from home, a really big 3 points that takes you to within 3 points of the league leaders. Does it feel significant?
Hi, hello everyone there. Yeah, obviously, I think the first goal was very important early, the way we start the game. I think full team was really ready to play well, to fight. They have a strong team. They have quality players. We know it's always difficult to come down here. So, yeah, we did the job. Obviously, I'm very happy with the goals. As a 9, I know the pressure is always on to score goals. So I could score today again. So, yeah, I'm happy. But the win, the 3 points, was massive today.
Not just 2 goals in this game, but 5 goals against Crystal Palace across the week. I mean, they're your favourite opponents. You've got your best performances at Selhurst Park.
To be honest, I'm a type of guy, I want to work hard, I know my qualities, I know I can score goals, like I said, after the game Palace, obviously after the game I score, it's quite easy to say that, but in my mind I know I can score. I'm just, have to put myself in a good position to finish the action. Like today, I could have a chances again. I put 2 in the net, or I miss one. He'll be dreaming with, but still, I think when I play with the smile on my face, is everything different, So I'm trying to keep my mind strong, and then just try to help the team and like I said, put myself in a good position. I know I always, that's me, like help the team, defend, recover the ball, but I understand I have to be more in the box to finish the action.
Gabriel, Jamie Redknapp, congratulations. We've just had a look at the first goal. I can see you looking yourself. Just talk us through them.
Was a good play by the team, and then was a great job from Magalhães, because he held the defender, and I screamed on him to leave the ball, and then he heard me, and then he just, blocked, and then it was a very important move from him. So, yeah, and then after Thomas just put the great ball, and then I could finish the action. So, yeah, I scored, but the guys was really important to create the chances as well.
Gabriel, I suffered a bit with injuries, so I know how it feels. You've maybe not had that run of form that you deserve, but to see you playing again is so good, because we all appreciate what you do. But how good is it personally to be back, feeling sharp and scoring goals, and the confidence you're showing over these last 2 games?
It's like I said, it's great, to be back in the team, like playing more. Obviously, like I said last game, I always work hard to try to get chances and play, But at the same time, I know, I'm experienced enough. I'm still young, but I have been here 80 years, so I know when the player is playing constantly, it's different. The confidence, the physicality, everything is different. So yeah, I'm happy to get more like chances, But obviously, it's down to me to put myself like again in the good position to try to score. Because it's Arsenal, it's a huge club, and I know the pressure to number 9 score is there. So, like I said, I just want to keep trying to help the team with the goals, and then that's it. I think Kai as well. Kai is an amazing player. He scored a lot. So I think Arsenal is doing good now. So, yeah, I'm very happy to be back to the net, and then I just want to keep scoring.
Yeah, we're happy for you as well.
And, Gabriel, it's been a good week all round. 5 goals, and there's a new baby on the way.
Yeah, I believe a lot in God, and then if it wasn't God, for sure I know be here, because where I come from, the age I become professional, was with 17, 18, but my first time in the Palmeiras in academy, I was already 16. Like I seen Ethan here with us, so in his age I was playing the streets on my place in Brazil, in São Paulo. And then, I always believe in God. And then he's doing great with me now again. So God's great. And then he gave me a chance to be father again. So, yeah, I just want to enjoy, I just want to get home now and enjoy with my wife, with my daughter. And then like 6 months, he'll be my another one. So yeah, that's is God. So I cannot complain. Always, I say thank you to God, because He's great in my life.
And it's a particularly special time of the year then for you. So we wish you a wonderful Christmas, Gabriel. Congratulations and thank you.
Yeah, I wish you all a very good Christmas as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And look, even in just a footballing sense, they can have a wonderful Christmas, Arsenal, because they know that they are closing the gap. They are keeping themselves right in the hunt for that Premier League title.
I'm pleased for him. I remember you and I interviewed him many years, about 5 years ago, and he was playing for Manchester City at Selhurst Park, actually, and you could just see he's got a really nice way about him, good temperament, wants to do well, and he's, any time you're playing football, that's part of what you need. So
I I think when he's just come back in for these 2 games, I think he's changed his game a bit. He's getting in the box. When I watch
said that, didn't he?
When I watch him play, usually he knits everything together. He's a very unselfish footballer.
Absolutely.
You know, he comes short and he joins things in. I remember, if you remember Bournemouth, I think it was last season when he was brilliant. He was knitting stuff together. Bournemouth away when they won Arsenal. I think this time he's getting into the box. He's thinking, you know what? I need to score goals. If I want to play in this Arsenal team, assists are not going to get me a game. I need to score goals. And he was in the box so many times today, which changed his game.
We didn't get a chance to finish the goal, but he mentions that, which is obviously really important in this. He gets himself into the back post. And like I said, there's that problem there. They've got Gabriel and Tyreek Mitchell, major problem. And at the back post, you've got him. There's the goal scorer. And he picks up clever positions. But as that ball just goes through there, just watch what Gabriel does. He just buys him a little bit of time, just blocks him, and then he comes in with a really good finish. And it's just it was a great start, not just for Arsenal, but also for him, because he's got that confidence. And Bukayo Saka going down that right-hand side, going down with his right foot, is still a great ball as well, Paul.
Yeah, that's why he's one of the best wingers in the world, in my opinion, because he comes up with solutions week in, week out. Saka, whatever defenders try and do, whether they show him down the line, show him inside, whips it in the back of the net in the far corner, or you show him down the line, he's starting to put crosses in like that. He's much more comfortable. Yeah, brilliant.
And you picked up on the point with Gabriel Jesus that, you know, he's in the box more. He had more touches in the box than he has had all season in this game, and it bore fruit. I mean, we'll look at Sarr's equaliser a bit later on, Jamie, but let's go on to Jesus.
It deserved looking at, if I'm honest. It was a great goal.
We'll definitely come back to it.
Again, Paul, so they've got a set piece, and Arsenal obviously do really well. What Crystal Palace do is they leave 3 men up the pitch, but they leave Gabriel Jesus he's on his own on the edge of the box. Nathaniel Klein is in a position where it's a natural thing. You're ball watching. Arsenal have got Partey, they've got Gabriel there, and they're going to just try to win that second ball if they can. The ball comes up, and I thought this first touch by Thomas Partey is great, and Gabriel has already found himself into a really good position, Paul. He's really bright, isn't he? Watch what he does. He just moves from that area there, he just moves 5 yards to his right as it falls. That he's already alive. He thinks, can that ball come out to me? And the finish is brilliant, Paul.
It is a brilliant finish, but again, if I'm the manager, Klein, that's his player on the edge of the box. Whatever happens, he does not score. Look, that's his player. He's looking at him. So whatever happens, that can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's so wrong. I mean, this all could be stopped, you know, and I know their set plays are great, but it's only being disciplined and looking after your
what you're saying
players.
there, Paul, is already, look, he's not really aware of what's going on.
He's forgot about Jesus already. I mean, completely forgot about him. And, you know, it's just taking the responsibility. You know, I find now in this day and age in games, it's all zonal. It's never like, he's your man, that's your responsibility. You know, managers are taking the responsibility away from the players, and I think that's making it easier for Arsenal.
Paul,
I really do.
Here's a question for you. Did you think he scores this one if he'd not scored the first one?
I don't think he scores that if he hasn't scored the first 4. You know, I don't. It's a brilliant finish. I mean, he's passed that into the net. I mean, it can only go there where it's gone. It's a brilliant finish, and that's confidence. But then in the second half, the ball comes across and he misses from 4 or 5 yards.
His left foot,
And this is the problem that Arsenal are going to have, is the reliability of week in, week out. You know, it's all right getting the hard ones. You've got to get them tap-ins. They're your bread and butter.
Absolutely. I mean, but once you've got him in that bit of confidence, Paul, and how big a goal was this as well? Just before half-time, you've lost Saka at this point as well, so you just want to make sure you can get something out of the game, make sure you can get enough, if you can get the next goal. And obviously, they've had a couple of chances as well, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think Mitchell's got it horribly wrong there. He's forgot, really, that Martinelli's right-footed, Saka's left. They probably worked on it all week, show him down the line.
Yeah.
As they swap wings, he's showing him down the line. Yeah. You do not want to show Martinelli.
You've got to show him in this way, Paul.
Yeah,
You've got to get him onto his left foot.
He's just got a bit wired, you know. He's got a bit muddled up, obviously, having Saka on his mind, showing him down the line. And then all of a sudden he does it with Martinelli, who does great. He goes down the line, takes that extra touch there. And this is, it's a brilliant header.
And nearly a hat-trick for Jesus there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant header, but great by Havertz. You know, Havertz, then I think Jamie said in commentary, with Havertz playing in midfield, he gives you an extra body in up front. You know, how many times would this happen?
But watch his reaction there. You can see there's probably 3 yards between the two of them there. You've got Richards there and you've got Havertz. As he heads it, everyone follows the ball, even the keeper's looking at it. He's the only one that reacts and thinks, right, I'm going to gamble here and just see what happens next. Watch him. Richards gets caught there. Everyone else, Klein's looking at the ball. He's just thinking, oh, they're daydreaming. He doesn't. And it's just a clinical finish, if you like. And I think that's why it's so important. He's been playing up front, scoring goals. He's thinking like a forward now. He's played midfield a lot of his career in Germany, but he's thinking like a centre forward.
And then Martinelli makes it 4-1. And again, it's another goal scorer.
This is Gabriel again, man.
Yeah, this would worry me, really. This would probably worry Arteta, is this with Gabriel. These are the bread and butters. These are the ones, like Everton last week, you know, the simple ones, really, where, look at that. I mean, it's weird, really, because he scored the 5 goals. He could literally... He's the kind of player that would stop that ball, throw a dummy and roll it in the corner. He's probably anxious because he's on his hat-trick and he's thinking, I'm going to get hat-trick.
This actually sums him up, because watch what he does. As that ball then goes in, watch his reaction now. That he's happy, and then all of a sudden he puts his hands on his head because he's thinking to himself, I could have had a hat-trick. Look at him at the back post. Watch what he does. He's thinking, I could have had a hat-trick there. But do you know what? He's, like you said, he's getting into the box. Fantastic pass by Gabriel as well.
Again, there's 4 of them in the box again. 5 in the box. Half the team are in the box. You know, I know they're 3-1 up at the time, but they're still getting in the box. But yeah, here, I think he's probably anxious that he's going to score his hat-trick, really. And he should have took another touch. He's that kind of player that would do that.
Yeah, it's definitely not that he's just looking across and thinking it might be offside or anything.
I think he's like, look, you can see it. But he's listening, of course he's pleased, he's delighted. But I was interested about Martinelli. Obviously, they're going to be without Saka for a little while, Paul. I thought today he looked better playing on that right-hand side. He looked a bit more confident that he could go down the line, stand balls up to the far post. Yeah,
I think it's become uncomplicated for him playing down on the right. I think there was a time in the second half where he just crosses the ball in his right foot. It comes to his right and he just chips it back in. I think on the other side, I think teams have sort of got used to him now. You know, he goes down the wing, cuts inside, crosses it. You know, when they do show him on the outside, he hasn't got that weaker foot as good as Saka's. But yeah, I thought he was one of the better games I've seen him play in recent times, in my opinion.
Declan Rice nursing a bit of an injury, so he was on the bench at the start of this game. He came off it and he did this, which is nice. I mean, I know it's only the 5th goal, but it's one of the better ones, isn't it?
You can see him there. He's already checked his shoulder. He's had a little look. Where is he there? Number 41. There he is. He has a tiny little look because he realises he's got a bit of time around him. If he can get that ball into him, he's already got a picture in his head. He knows he's got a couple of yards. Another little look. And now he's got it. Boom. Opens his body up. Lovely finish. A lovely first touch and then bends that into the corner. A really good finish. And that'll always feel good because midfield players, you want to be scoring goals as much as you can. It's so important, adding those kinds of numbers. But this is good for all young players. You've got to scan. You've got to know where you are all the time on the pitch. Look, little look. Bam. Opens his body up. Quite similar to Sarr's goal, actually, where he just sets it outside that back post. This is a nice angle here. Look. He uses...
First touch makes it.
He uses Lacroix. He knows if I can get it round him and bend it into that corner. Really good finish.
Arsenal then 5-1 winners, and we'll have lots more reaction to this.
Mikel, 5 years in charge yesterday, 5 goals tonight. This has the feel of a big moment, a big win. Would you sense that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always really tough to come here against this team, playing them twice in 3 days. It makes it trickier. But we started the game really well. Then we had a period of a bit of doubt, good control, good dominance in the game. We're very clinical in our actions, to be fair. I'm very happy, obviously, to score 5 away from home in the Premier League. I don't know how many times we've done it in the calendar year, but quite a lot. So it's remarkable.
Well, we'll come to that record. As we understand it, you've scored 5 goals 6 times, the first time it's ever been done in English top-flight football. So how important is that, and what does it tell us about the prowess of your team in front of goal?
Well, in front of goal and the way we approach the games away from home as well. It tells everything about the team, the hunger, the desire, the dominance, and the way we want to play. And hopefully all these records, they're going to come to give us the big things that we want to achieve.
We always talk about the Christmas period, as we often do when we get to Easter, about one of the crucial periods. You've been involved with Manchester City, with teams that have gone on and won titles year after year. Does this have a feel of a title-winning team, your side, for you?
We certainly want it, but we have to show it for 10 months, and the demands are incredible. I mean, to play every 3 days for 12, 13 weeks like we are demanded to play, it's absolutely crazy. We are trying our best way. Unfortunately, today, again, we lost some players. It's happening to every team. We certainly want to try.
All the big three were away from home this weekend. You were the first to play away from home. Getting that 3 points on the board ahead of Chelsea playing, ahead of Liverpool playing, psychologically, again, with the experience that you've got, what does that mean at this moment?
I don't know to them. For us, it's great. We win it. We've done the job. We're in a really good run at the moment, even though we draw 2 games in the Premier League that we fully deserve to win. It's about the next one. That's it. Enjoy. I'm going to enjoy more the Christmas night with my family, because when you win, it's always better.
There's so many important points to talk about. Gabriel Jesus, we've got to talk about him. Maybe being forgotten by people outside Arsenal, but has he proven tonight that he's got a big part to play for you? And does he solve perhaps some problems for you when people have talked about Arsenal needing to buy more strikers?
Yeah, well, he certainly clicked, and he needed that to unlock that mentally, his confidence, and the belief probably externally as well. But he's done it. He scored 5 goals in 2 games. It's not easy in football. He's done it. He's done it in a great way. So let's continue.
Big performance from David Raya today as well. One tiny negative, Jamie Carragher says goalkeepers shouldn't be allowed to play straight passes. Would you concur with that? Disagree with when he plays the straight pass at 1-0 and it causes a bit?
Well,
do you encourage your keepers to do that, or would you rather they didn't do that?
Depending on the sequence of play, depending on the distances, the angles, is a lot of ifs. But certainly what we did in that action is not what we want.
Bukayo Saka, we saw leave the field, probably the one downside for you today. What can you tell us? How serious is that?
I don't know, but he had to come off. He felt something, so it's not good news, obviously. We have to assess him and wait.
And finally, I've got to pin you down. Title race on, as far as you're concerned. Is that the message?
I'm here. We are not even halfway, so we're going to try certainly.
So it's on?
For us, it's on.
Good man. Enjoy your Christmas.
Of course it's on for Arsenal. They're 3 points behind Liverpool, who have games in hand as things stand, but who play tomorrow, as did Chelsea. At the moment, Arsenal on 33 points. The Opta supercomputer, and as Mikel Arteta said, we're not even halfway through the season, nearly, but not quite halfway through the season yet, have Arsenal with a 13.2% chance. And even though they're behind Chelsea, they have a better chance of lifting the Premier League trophy come the end of the season than Chelsea do. Well, what do you think, Paul? What needs to happen for Arsenal to do it?
Well, that 5.8% needs to be bigger. Whatever happens, that does need to be bigger. That's ridiculous. Arsenal need consistency. They need consistency. You know, as Mikel Arteta said, they've drawn their last 2 games. Drawing at home to Everton, you know, the chances they've got to win them games. They've got to be more ruthless. They've got to put these teams away, you know. So being consistent, but they're right in there. You know, I'm one of them. It's to forget the 2 games in hand. You know, if I was Liverpool, I'd forget about the 2 games in hand. You just want to keep on playing. You know, you don't want to keep on playing and go, right, we've got 1 game in hand if we, you know, just in case, because that comes around. And before that comes around, you need that just to be 1 point behind or just go level. So for me, I look at the league like it is now. Arsenal, they're in it. But I'd definitely be having Chelsea at more than 5.8%.
Yeah, I agree
is
with
the
that.
difference because Arsenal have been sort of inconsistent across the season, whereas Chelsea didn't start maybe as well as Arsenal did, but they've improved as the season has gone on. Is that the difference?
Well, the thing with Chelsea is they've got no distractions. They are not in Europe. They've got another team for European football. They're not in the Carabao Cup.
Well, they're in Europe, but not in the Champions League.
They've got another team.
Cole Palmer doesn't play it,
Cole Palmer, none of them playing it, hardly. And I was there on Thursday night. Cucurella played. He's probably the only one who plays at Everton this weekend. So they've got an unbelievable squad. They haven't got 2-legged Carabao Cup games in January and February. You know, we just see the Arsenal fixtures and you're like, the Newcastle probably would be a little bit happy. Chelsea are in this 100%, but Arsenal are probably 13 and Chelsea are 5 because they haven't been in this position.
No, but Arsenal as well, Paul. I think where they've been the team that's been caught and been chased by Manchester City. Now we look where Man City are in 6th. You've got to rule them out of the equation. 3 teams with a relative inexperience of winning titles because of what over the last few years. That is obviously Liverpool won one under Jurgen Klopp. But they're going to work on the basis that Liverpool will drop points. It's not going to be a Manchester City where they're going to go 15, 16 games unbeaten. That's going to be so hard to do. So Arsenal have
and
to
the
be...
Opta computer just will be looking at previous results as well. So because Chelsea have improved so much, they won't have the history of results that they'll be looking at when they look at Arsenal's
Absolutely, and Liverpool,
results.
of course, they're the team right now that's in great form, but we all know how quickly form can disappear. You know, they've actually been brilliant because they've done it with a few injuries as well. But what Liverpool have got that I think Arsenal still need, and if they can do it in January, I think they'll give them even more chance, is that they can bring, and when everybody's fit, and I'm talking about Jota and players like that, so many people that can come off the bench to make a difference, make an impact. Arsenal are just short in that area. I think, and I'm not saying that Jesus is going to be interesting in how they sort of utilise him in games. He's got a big part to play. But I still think they need another striker or another forward player, so wide, just to add some goals and a bit of experience to what they need, a bit of just to bolster that forward and that forward line. Because at times it does feel like if Saka's going to be out for however long, have they got someone that can fill that void? So I think they may be short of just one or two players still. And
Paul, you talked about the importance of what comes next in terms of the fixtures, because they've got Champions League and they've got games to come up in the Carabao Cup as well. They've got FA Cup ties in there. And what's interesting about this run of fixtures, as Jamie said, is that we don't know. Saka went off injured today, and as Mikel Arteta said, we need to wait and see. He's never missed more than 2 consecutive games for Arsenal in the 5 years since he's been established Arsenal starter. So potentially they're going to have to get through some of this run of fixtures without him.
Yeah, very much so. And you look at probably the Man United game in the FA Cup where they'll probably go, you know what, that's the game we'll probably have to sacrifice. I don't think you can go through them games, you know, Brighton away, then Newcastle. If you've got to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, you might as well keep on going, you know, if you get that far. The Man United game, then for me, is a no-go in the FA Cup, and then they play Tottenham. So I think if you're a Man United fan, you're looking at that game thinking, we might have had a result here with these fixtures. And then they got some hard fixtures, but 5 home games on the trot. Very rare someone whips up 5 away wins on the trot at home. So it'll be how they look after the players. But I haven't seen Mikel Arteta that happy for a long time.
Yeah, he looks very relaxed.
But there'll be an element of, he'll be praying that once that MRI scan comes through and how is Bukayo Saka, because he knows if they are to win the league, they're going to need him. He's so important. He's their talisman. He's their best player. And you don't want to be without him for too many games. You know, January the 15th, Tottenham at home. It's the sort of game when you need him. He turns up in the big games. But they have got fixtures that you look at. But I honestly think this season is going to be one of them where teams are going to drop points. It's becoming harder and harder. Look at Nottingham Forest this season, how well they've done. It's so hard to win games. You've got to earn every single point you get. And that's why I think this is going to go right to the wire. We look at everybody's fixtures. Liverpool got quite a tough run in. Arsenal's run in is not too bad as well. I think Chelsea, obviously. So it's going to be a really difficult one to predict, and we're trying to say right now, well, they're out of it, and we're not even halfway through the season. There's going to be so many twists and turns still.
There are going to be so many twists and turns, but across the last 5 years, we talked about the consistency in terms of appearances for Bukayo Saka, the consistency in terms of importance as well over Mikel Arteta's 5 years. We marked the anniversary yesterday. How do you assess those 5 years, Paul?
Absolutely brilliant. In my opinion, outstanding. I think his timings in football, second, he's come against one of the greatest teams ever to play football, in my opinion. His timings. You don't think the last 5 heavyweight champions of the world would have been world champions if Mike Tyson was around in his pomp? They wouldn't have been. His timings. Colin Montgomery would have been an Open champion if it weren't for Tiger Woods being around. It's timings. He's been bang unlucky.
You like Tiger Woods tonight, don't you?
Yeah, he's the best of the best. So we're talking the best.
But then maybe the question is, when you talk about Colin Montgomery, famously best player never to win a major, could this Arsenal team be? I mean, I know there is a trophy in there, but if they don't win a Premier League title, is there an...
It could do, but, they've come up against a juggernaut in Man City. They'll be disappointed if they don't win it this season and Man City are where they are at the moment. Then I think they'll be disappointed. And I think the spotlight will be on them because it'll be, wait there a minute, Man City didn't turn up. Haven't turned up so far this season with their form. So, yeah, at the moment, as we talk today, I think he's done an outstanding job. Right. 8th. Arsenal were also runners. They were just also runners. They were a team that started the Premier League, had no chance of winning it. Now they become a team that have a chance of winning the Premier League when they're in it.
I remember losing the Monday Night Football at Brentford, and everyone was like, not sure how long he's going to last. He was under severe pressure. You know, he had the Lacazette and the Aubameyang situation. He won that battle. The club backed him. Now they back him in every respect. And you can see that 8th, 5th, 2nd. And they've been so unlucky, as Paul says. But this year, if they weren't to do it, it would feel like the big miss. Because this is the opportunity. This was the one. I fancied them really strongly at the start of the season. I think at times they've got in their own way with a little bit of ill discipline, getting men sent off at the wrong times. A couple of injuries have missed.
So I just wonder if you can say that about sometimes the end of the season when they've been up against Manchester City, because at the end of each season there's been that little run of games. It was only a couple last season, maybe a little bit longer the season before, where it felt like it just went away for them.
It was that one game,
is that the question mark you would point to them?
Against
Aston
Villa.
We were doing the game.
We were doing the game. That was the game. They had a couple of chances first half, and then as the game went on, only one team looked like they were going to win it. 1.95 over 5 years. It's some going. That's a consistent...
Yeah.
You know, I think he's done great.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think they might enjoy, because now they're going to have to chase, do you think they might enjoy that bit of pressure off them? Because rather than sort of looking over your shoulder thinking every week Man City keep winning, do you think it might help them a little bit?
I'm a great believer. I always want it in my hands. I always want it in my hands. You know, even when we won the league in '89 at Liverpool, you know, we were miles in front and they caught us up. But I'd always rather be in front. You know, I got to sit there now tomorrow. You got to sit there and, if you're an Arsenal fan, and go, oh, I hope Chelsea and Liverpool get beat. You know, and if they don't, it's another game goes by. And you know, for me, I know Jamie's saying there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, but there might not be. You know, this Liverpool team are wrong, and if they go to Tottenham and win at Tottenham, you think there's another game gone, and they soon go. And the gulf in this league now is getting bigger, in my opinion. I think the lesser teams are there to be beaten. I don't see them beating Liverpool. So if Liverpool can stay consistent with the bottom 12 or 13 teams in the Premier League, I think it's going to be
Liverpool
hard.
have been extraordinary. Yeah. We'll be talking about them tomorrow. But what Slot's gone in there and done straight away and got the team playing in the fashion they have. You know, it's been extraordinary, but you just never know, you know.
Especially with Tottenham up as their next opponent.
Well, that's going to be like tomorrow's going to be it's going to be a basketball match. You know, anything could happen tomorrow. So, but you still think, and you look at with Tottenham's injuries, that it will be a big opportunity for Liverpool tomorrow.
Yeah, that game coming up on Super Sunday. But for now.